Hello.
Welcome to the map. Can I frame it?
Possibly. No, that's not what you do. You do this, isn't it?
I do this.
Yeah. So hello, welcome. If you are new here, hello. I'm Paul.
Oh, I don't get a formal introduction. I'm Dani. Hi. Normally he goes, we are, and then you do it both. So that's completely thrown me.
This is Travels with Dani and Paul. If you haven't already guessed that. So
it says it's somewhere near here.
It's a very strange dance move you just done. Hello and welcome to not your standard YouTube video from us, but you have just seen the end of a Magic Kingdom vlog where we have reimagined the update to the end of the vlog.
How very on theme.
I know.
Reimagined
the end of that vlog and where we said we need to give you an update. So we're going to give you a bit of an idea as to what is coming in this video, because a lot of talking, there's going to be a lot of clips over the top, and we want to make sure that you're aware of what this update is all about. So first and foremost, giving you a bit of a background for us, for those of you who don't know us. So because we appreciate a lot of you have only followed us since June with the Med Cruise. Kind of want to make sure that you know a little bit more about us, because you let us into your homes. It's only fair you know who we are.
That sounds really weird.
I watch on the TVs. Apparently, according to the analytics, 78% of people watch on TV.
So I don't pay attention to that.
We're then going to give a bit of a reason as to why we're doing this update about something that happened after the last vlog. And we're going to try and approach it as sensitively and as delicately as possible.
Without going into too much detail.
Without kind of making us feel like we're the big centre of everything, because we're absolutely not.
No, thank you.
And it's more to explain why we are making some changes.
Big travel changes.
Big travel changes.
Stick around to the end, because we'll tell you what they are.
Because it's going to be a good start to the video. It's going to be a challenging middle part.
And then it is a typical sandwich.
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah. So if anybody works in corporate, you'll know this. You'll know this allergy. If you hear any noises in the background of two dogs sniffing, scratching, or trying to drink water, that is our dogs, Albus and Remus.
Yeah. One of them has been a bit playful. The other one's a bit ill.
Yeah.
It's all going on.
So anyway, welcome. Yeah, if you are new here, hello, welcome. So we are Paul and Dani. We are Travels with Dani and Paul. That is a brand new YouTube channel, and hello to however many hundred of you there now are at the time of this going out. I'm still not used to doing these sorts of videos.
I love a sit-down video, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have got notes, because otherwise I will start talking about nothing that's related to what we're talking about. So I've been given bullet points of what I need to stay on track with.
Correction. We put bullet points so that we make sure we stay on point.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So I don't start talking about the weather.
Whilst many of us would be normal, Dan has, as you would have seen on the videos already, if you haven't, worth going back to watch, especially at the end of our, is it Jamaica vlog? It is.
I don't know, so I don't know what you're going to say.
What I was editing the other night. So if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch the end of that. Last 10 minutes is gold. But so we've been putting our videos out publicly since June, but a lot of you won't know that actually Dan and I have filmed our holidays for ourselves since we've been together in 2021. And Disney's always been a huge part of our lives, even before we were together. You went with your family, I went with...
I've been going since I was about 2.
Yeah, I went with other people. So we'll leave that there. And generally, making this update is something we definitely didn't think we'd be doing after less than 6 months of being on YouTube, and especially the subject that we're going to talk about as well. And we wanted to do this because ultimately, whilst we've been to Florida in 21, we did Paris, California, Florida in 22, and then we got married in Florida in 23, and then we did New York and Florida in 24, and then we've just done. Well, this year we've done California. We did March, San Diego, which you wouldn't have seen. But then we've done Med, Florida.
No, Med.
Fantasy, Florida. Yeah. So
too much.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, between the two of us, we've been about 40 times, haven't we?
Probably more than that. I used to go to Paris like multiple times a year because my uncle was a coach driver, and he would do coach trips. And when I was young, I'd get to go. Yeah. It was great.
But it's also been part of some like massive milestones for us, because we were like 4th flight back after COVID.
Yeah, then we got engaged in California, got married on the Disney Wish, had a honeymoon in Disney World.
Yeah.
Obviously
DVC owners as well.
2 times. 2 times.
Riviera and
Polly.
And I know that some of you have asked us to talk about that, so we will have a bit of a conversation like that on another video. It's probably going to come probably going to come a little bit later in 2026. So we will.
We'll find out why soon.
Yes.
Big travel plan.
So let's just talk about where we're at now. And the last video was us in Magic Kingdom having disembarked from the Disney Magic, where we've had an amazing time on the cruise lines again. 9 cruises now, where no real issues with the cruises themselves. No. Obviously, you've seen our fantasy video from Southampton. If you haven't, it's an interesting watch.
Go watch it. We make waffles.
So that includes our friends Chris and Becca.
Channel. They have a channel. Work for Paul.
Their channel will be in the description below.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the thing again.
Oh no, I meant in the description.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would have said here. So yeah, this is description.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to do hand signals anymore, by the way.
Dan used to go, a bit of background for you. Dan used to sit on videos and go, you can follow us here and all across here. And Dan's sitting there just going,
I don't do the editing.
Dan's sitting there going, this is hilarious. And I'm like, this is going to take so much time. So yeah, no, we appreciate that this has impacted Chris and Becca, and we've had a conversation with them about this because this impacts one of the plans for next year. So as I was saying, you will have seen us in Magic Kingdom. Do you wish to set the scene for the dear viewer, the dear gentle viewer?
I'm going to get you to do some more work.
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to insert my own music. You know, when it goes all fuzzy and you do like the... Do you know what I mean?
Sounds like he wants to be a millionaire, Karen.
It does. I'd love to be a millionaire. What am I doing?
Set the scene down. The bullet points are there.
So we were at Not So Scary with our friends that we met on the Magic. We were on our way to go and do a ride, and we were in Frontierland, and we went, it's very busy for the parade. Let's get a spot. So we got ourselves a spot in between, well, basically at the DVC stand, in between the DVC stand and the pin shop. If you've been, you'll know where it is. And we were on the side where we were looking at what was, RIP, the Rivers of America. So we were there about an hour before, 10 minutes before people come up to the back of us. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we were kicked repetitively by their child who was on their shoulders in our sort of lower back region. Paul very politely turned around and asked them basically to stop, but very polite.
My exact phrase was, I'm really sorry to ask, but would you please try to stop your daughter kicking us because it's been consistent for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, probably the worst thing we've ever said, because this situation just escalated from 0 to a million in milliseconds, screaming at us, swearing at us. We then just turn around and leave it because it's not worth it. At the end,
just for the context, the whole time whilst Dan's saying there is screaming and swearing, not from us.
Not from us, no.
The whole time I've been talking as I'm talking here, just very calmly, trying to de-escalate a situation that absolutely did not need to happen.
Yeah. So parade ends and Paul just goes over to try and clarify that we weren't, having to go or anything. And this woman's husband gets in your face, starts swearing, shouting, very, very aggressive. And then the woman looks at us, looks us both up and down, and swears at us again and said that it's, makes comments about our clothes, comments about our skin colour.
There was an element of, and as Disney have described it, it was racial abuse.
Yeah, but so that was bad enough. But the issue we had was that this was witnessed by 3 members of staff who were there and saw the whole thing. Was it 3 or 2? 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
3.
And they did nothing. So yes, it's not their job to intervene. It is, however, their job to maintain guest safety, whether that is to call security or do whatever. Nothing. So we went over at the end. Family is still stood here, and we say, "You've just seen what happened. How do we we need to report this? This is not great." The first cast member, well above his pay grade, so he gets his manager. His manager then comes over and is like, "Oh, that's bad. Go to guest services." We were like, bear in mind, we're in Frontierland. Guest services is probably probably a 15-minute walk back down, like past Castle, down Main Street, or through Adventureland, whichever way you want to go.
During the parade.
During the parade, which at this point probably would have been
on its
just
way down
coming
Main
up
Street.
just coming up to Main Street, and we would have had to have gotten all the way to the front of the park. That weren't happening. So we say this to them. We're not. They're here. These people are right here. If we go to guest services, how on earth are we going to be able to, one, describe them to a cast member, and two, them do something about it without them being present? So we, for a number of reasons, including the fact that I'm in full meltdown at this moment, I want to go home. I've already said to you guys.
Because of Dan's autism and ADHD being escalated.
I was so overstimulated. It was bad enough, the parade, but we'd gotten at the front because I need that breathing space, otherwise I'm going to feel like I'm going to be crushed. And so we leave it. Our friends are really good at kind of de-escalating me. They say, let's go do some rides, let's go and do some of your favourite attractions, and let's, just try and ride it out.
We get back to the room and we kind of get to the end of the night and say to Dan, well, look, we still need to really report this because it's not on that it's happened. And at the time, you had this nagging feeling, we both did, that something should have been done, that it shouldn't have just been almost like brushed off under the carpet. And
it felt odd.
So we spoke to somebody in the Poly Grand Hall the next morning and said, look, we had this incident. We explained in detail, and there's a very good reason why we haven't gone into the detail of it. It's because it's still ongoing with Disney. And the person that we spoke to was a lady called Carolina, who was in Poly Grand Hall. She was brilliant. She went, I am so sorry you experienced that. Nobody should ever have to go through that. I'm going to raise this with my manager. I said, well, it kind of feels like that's not very sort of final, because we don't feel as though it's still being... I said to her, we feel as though it hasn't been taken seriously, and it's quite a concern. Amongst some other issues that we had around kind of strollers and buggies not being checked in parks, she went, if you have concerns of that level, you need to write in when you get back home. Which we did. We got back, we landed on a Sunday, I think it was a Sunday afternoon. You sent an email in on the forms. And I think this is where the whole point of this vlog comes across, because it's everything that's happened since, which is what's led us to change the plans. And this is what we want to articulate, amongst other things.
And there has been good things and bad things.
Yes.
It's been mostly bad things, but some good has come out of it, which will, DVC and the annual pass team. There's two good things. Everything else not so great.
So just as a bit more background to this, because I want to kind of make people aware that it's not just this that's happened. There's been a bit of a build-up of frustration from our side over a period of time.
Yeah.
The wedding that we had on the Disney Wish, that you are meant to get fairy tale wedding items as part of your ceremony, as part of your gift on board. It's a very well-known thing. If anybody watches Theme Park Express, you will have seen what Adrian and Coda got. And we have repetitively watched other people's weddings on board ships where the gifts and the items they've received are of a far higher quality and a far higher standard compared to what we received. Now, we're not sitting there going, we're entitled to it, we should have received that.
I kind of, and I don't mean to sound snobby, but we paid a decent amount of money for that wedding, and yet they acknowledge that they gave us old stock. Someone else who got married on the same cruise as we did had the same problems. It was falling apart, like nothing is usable.
And I think the issue is that couple had their remediation work on their gifts done instantly.
It took 2 years?
Nearly 2 years for our stuff to be done. And as international guests, and I'm going to say this as an international guest, it feels like a bit of a pattern of repetitive behaviour, because if you're a DVC member as well from the UK or from outside the US, you will know that there is something called Membership Magic Beyond, which is a $100 a year upcharge for things like exclusive meet and greets, cheaper tickets, events, priority lounge access. We cannot get this. So there is a chance in the future where we could go to California or Disney World, and if we are not right there at the minute the doors open for these lounges and it's a busy day in the park, there's a good chance we could get away, because we could turn up, we could be 10th in line. If another 10 people turn up with Membership Magic Beyond attached, they jump the line ahead of us. So we would go to 20 in the queue, all of those 10 families go ahead of us. Yeah. So it's those sorts of things. We've kind of not been at a crossroads with Disney for a while about this, because we've articulated a couple of times in conversation with cast that we feel, especially in Disney World, that international guests are not appreciated. Especially that's how we feel. Other people may feel differently. We know that we've spoken to many of you who don't have that feeling, and that is great. We're not here to tell you that you should feel how we feel. We are just telling you our experience.
I personally feel like Disney in terms of Disney World, peaked in about 2018.
Yeah.
I feel like since COVID, nothing's been the same. Prices are higher, parks are busier, things have been cut, changes they were going to make have been cut.
Lightning
things that were free are now paid for additions.
But that's,
like quality of stuff, like even food, like they cut a load of menu items that have never been restored. Merch is not as good. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I've been going for a long time, so I've kind of seen this gradual decline.
But I think this is all just, again, context to what happens next. So
yeah.
Danielle's written in, and 2 weeks later, we get a reply which basically states, thanks for bringing this to our attention. You'll need to contact the police. Was the gist of the email. They basically said, because there were two key bits we raised with them. We said about the racial abuse incident that happened and the fact that we noticed on 4 separate occasions over 3 days that strollers and buggies were not being checked going into parks, as in, if there was, and I'm not saying that this is the case, if there was something dangerous within one of the buggies, in one of the strollers, these buggies were not checked. They were not looked at in any way, shape or form. We witnessed the security guard push the stroller through and didn't even look at any of it. We should know,
and it had bags and
because
stuff.
We were back waiting on all of these incidents, being held waiting for these strollers to be checked that weren't checked. So we raised these 2 major incidents with guest services, and the response was very clear. You need to call the police. Now, I said to Dan, that's not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough. So I then got onto the app with Disney, spoke to somebody. I'm not going to mention their name because they're, again, part of the complaint now, where I said, we need to speak to somebody. This kind of doesn't feel like an appropriate response. And again, no apology, no empathy, no sympathy.
No.
The response was just, you need to contact this number. Literally, the message was, please contact this. There was nothing. I went, why is nobody dealing with this? You need to speak to this number. There was nothing. The first time we spoke to DVC said, oh, look, we're really sorry that's happened. We can look to sort this out for you. That's not a problem.
Which they have done.
But the second time we spoke to them to make the changes we've now made, it was just a case of, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Again, but again, everything post that felt very matter of fact. And whilst we had our annual passes partially refunded, which we didn't expect, we are grateful for. We spoke with roughly 9 people, I think.
We were on the phone with them until like
1 a.m.
No, it's gone 1 a.m.
So
our time.
We spoke with roughly 9 people, and of those 9 people, initially only 2 actually expressed any sort of sympathy for what we'd been through, why we felt the way we felt, and actually wanted to understand. Now, when I then sent another email back in and said, this is completely unacceptable and not what we expect from Disney, the original lady who sent the email to Danielle reached straight back out to us within 24 hours and said, I appreciate what you said. Can I please call you because I feel I need to talk to you about this, seeing how strongly you feel. I'm going to briefly sum it up. She apologised profusely and said that she took on board completely what we said. That she understood how we feel from a point of view of having spoken to us and listened to us, that it wasn't a pleasant experience, and that she agrees the way this whole thing has been handled has been nothing short of abysmal, were her actual words.
Yeah.
That she has taken a point of self-reflection to consider the shoes that we found ourselves in, and we appreciated that. What I found really interesting was where she then articulated that actually they are really, really snowed under at the moment in guest services, and I thought,
I found that interesting.
That's a real reflection of some of the experiences we've had. Now, we don't know what that background is, but it kind of, the whole thing left us feeling very sort of tarnished, because we were already talking about the fact that our existing plans were Destiny in January. We were then going to go back and do this 2.5-week trip with Chris and Becca, where we did the Destiny, where we did a villa, where we did Helios. We were then going to do Tenerife as well in June. We were doing the DVC cruise, and then we were heading to
the plan was,
and we were then going to head to California for my 40th to do the Wonder, and we were then going to go and do Epcot for New Year's Eve. Now, we had a lot of soul searching after this conversation, because as we've already articulated, it's kind of felt for us a little while like we've lost the magic in Florida in general.
I don't think it's even that. I just think we've had a lot, and I appreciate that we probably are the minority in this, but we have had a lot of not so traditionally Disney experiences in Florida since we've been going back, whether that's unfortunately with some cast members, whether that's with other guests, whether that's just with general experiences. It's just not been great.
No.
and I said to you, didn't I? I said, I wonder if we've just done Disney World too much in a short space of time, which I didn't even think was possible. So we kind of sat there and went through our options.
And before we started to talk about this, we discussed this with Chris and Becca because the change is monumental for the four of us. And I don't think Dan and I can be appreciative enough of Chris and Becca and how they understood where we were coming from. And, from our side of things, one of the key things for us was we did not want to ruin their holiday in any way, shape or form.
By being miserable.
Because we didn't want to be there. And prior to all of this, prior to Mickey's Not So Scary, we were absolutely really looking forward to going back in April. We were really looking forward to it. And this, I think, was the icing on the cake. And we really appreciate that those guys understood, because it's now allowed them to kind of review what they want to do as well. Look, we're not going to reveal anything they are or aren't going to do. That's up to them. They've been to Australia recently, so I think they're going to be sharing those if they're not already sharing this at the time these go out. I don't know.
Go look and find out.
I don't know how quick Becca is editing. But look, from our side, it's a bit of an update
quite
now.
Sad, though.
It has, and I think it's kind of led us to reflect really on the fact that we are now, and I appreciate this will probably switch some people off, we are probably now only going to be going to Florida twice in the next 2 or 3 years, and that is one for the Destiny in January, and then that is going to be in February 27 for a cruise with our friends for their daughter's 18th. So let's now move on to, this has happened,
now
we
what?
changed plans.
This is the so what?
Now let's move on to the exciting stuff, because Dan and I have not always been about Disney. Let's be really clear on that.
No, especially like in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we are not Disney. Whilst a lot of our stuff might feel that way.
And you're wearing a Disney shirt.
I am, but I'm wearing my treasure shirt because it feels as though it's a happy memory, so it gives me something to look forward to. We've made some changes which we have discussed, but this instant has kind of brought forward a lot of these plans and accelerated things we wanted to do too sooner. And it has meant that, we won't have the annual passes, so we're not going to go to the parks. But we are exploring what we can do when we are in Florida. And we haven't decided any of that yet, have we?
I'm in charge of travel, so...
If you don't know, Danielle's an independent travel agent. Please reach out to Danielle here on AdventureByDanielle@gmail.com.
You've just given yourself work! Yay!
It's a copy and paste from another video. Or feel free to fill out the inquiry form below.
I've got a new form as well, by the way. It is so much better. What I'm leaning towards is a Universal ticket. Whether this is a one-day Epic Universe ticket, a 3-park UK ticket, which is a 2-week ticket. Obviously, we're only there for a week, but it means that the day we land, the following day, and the day we disembark and then fly home, we can be doing Universal. So that means we can get all
which
of the
we haven't
parks.
properly done since 21.
No, I've not been on Velocicoaster since 2021. I was not on.
So let's update you with where our plans stand now, because by the time these videos go out, we will be, if not in,
Get my notes out.
we will be back from California. So we are really pleased that we're collaborating on one part of our trip with GoCar San Francisco, which we are really thrilled about, and we cannot wait to do that video. We've partnered with them. They've given us an upgrade for one of the cars that we're in, and we are really appreciative of that. But after San Francisco, LA and Disneyland, which we are really looking forward to do, our next trip will be in January 2026, where we will be on the inaugural season of the Disney Destiny.
Less than 2 months after it's maiden voyage.
Yes, which we are, again, as a Marvel fan, a huge Marvel fan.
I'm a Villains fan, and they are everywhere on this ship.
I am really looking forward to this. I'm apprehensive, having done some of the Wish class ships, but I am really looking forward to it.
Well, all of the other Wish class.
Yeah, so we shall see. We then come back from Florida, and we give Florida a break for around 13 months. Now, in the space in between, the vlog schedule that you will see will not appear in the order that these holidays are taken. You will find out why in due course. So we are off to Amsterdam at the end of February for a long weekend. This will film part of a new series we are doing called Go City Pass. If you've never done a Go City Pass, this is going to be a series which will open your eyes to things you can do in various cities around the world, and we stress the world because these passes are worldwide. We've used them in New York, we've used them in San Francisco, in LA, and we are now going to use them in Amsterdam. So we will be showing you all the wonderful things and benefits that you can do with that. Now, there is potentially another trip in the works. We have not yet confirmed anything. But we are going to fast forward straight to...
Pretend that doesn't exist.
May.
Big change.
So this is the change for us from April. And I want to give a huge shout out to BA in all this.
Yeah.
BA
amazing.
have been absolutely sensational. And I know that Danielle made a joke once when I said BA have been amazing, and she went, "Is that what BA stands for?" Jenny wanted to throw her out of an exit door. BA, once again, being amazing. So yeah, we are
Is
in
that what BA stands for?
being amazing. Very good, Danielle.
I don't actually remember saying that, so... Well, me.
It's not one of our other videos. But we are going with BA to...
Vancouver.
Why would we go to Vancouver now?
Go on the Disney Wonder.
And where would that go to?
Alaska. With our friends who we are now cruising with on all of our cruises next year.
Near enough.
No, all of our cruises next year.
Not the one in July, Dan.
All of our Disney cruises next year. Oh, pedantic.
So let's move on to... We're doing Alaska. Cannot wait to do that. And again, we're not going to be doing City Go or Go City.
There isn't one.
No, but we are going to do a big red bus tour while we're out there. We love a big red bus, as you would have seen from Athens.
I feel like I'm learning this. So I'm like we've not
literally discussed this.
Yeah, but we hadn't done a full plan.
Anyway, so
because I don't have a note on it yet.
We are doing big red bus while we're out there. We then come back and July, Dan. What are we doing in July?
Changing it up. Big steps. We're going on a Royal Caribbean cruise on the Liberty of the Seas, 7 nights, Spain and Portugal. We have recently just bought the soda package because I don't feel like I can go on a cruise and not have fizzy drink.
Honestly, I'm sitting there going, why are we buying a soda package? We get this free on Disney. And Dan's going,
Don't
it's all
get
about
it.
the experience. And I'm like, you're right, love. Anyway, so we're doing that. We still have the DVC cruise
Yeah, it's not
in
changed.
September. That has not
That's not
changed. We are still doing that. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But there is going to be a little bit of a break after the DVC cruise series where we will have a series of about 6 vlogs where we do this, where we sit down, we talk about what we've learned between Disney, Royal Caribbean, what we've learned about the Go City Pass.
I want to do a bloopers one.
We're going to talk about DVC. We're going to talk about a few other bits. We have actually got a vlog strategy which doesn't include bloopers.
We're back.
Battery challenge.
Where did we get to? I don't remember. Royal Caribbean. No, DVC cruise.
And then, now, we are still... You're right there.
My impression of you.
Okay. We are still... It's my impression of you. We are still doing the Wonder for 7 nights in December 2026 for my birthday.
And Christmas.
Gonna
get matching pyjamas.
So we're doing the Wonder.
Not just us matching pyjamas, our friends too.
Honestly, I hate matching stuff. So we're going to be doing that. And then there are already plans for 2027 as well. So we're going to share those with you now because...
One plan.
We have several.
Do we?
Yeah, we have several.
Oh, I'm learning. Oh no, we've got 2. We've got 2 plans.
3!
What's the 3rd?
We are doing the treasure in February 2027.
Yeah, that's
with our
one.
friends. We have Tenerife
That's
rescheduled
2.
for April.
What's the 3rd?
Gary and Rach are going to be really upset with you.
Oh, it's because it's not booked or like anything's done for it, so I don't consider that a firm plan yet.
Uh-huh.
It's very confusing.
Even though we've been for lunch with Gary and Rach loads of times.
Yeah, but it's not booked.
So
Okay.
we are going back to California with our friends Gary and Rach, and we are also doing Hawaii.
Going to Alani. Yeah.
You're right.
It's not booked, so I'm just like, the things are subject to change.
The other thing as well, which we are subtly keeping space for,
I want to do a Virgin Cruise.
we believe that
Oh, we have it under good authority.
the Wish will be coming over to the UK and Europe in 2027
Don't hold us to that, but we do have it on good authority.
because it has already appeared on a certain European port's itinerary.
And people we know.
Have
we
stated,
know people.
have stated that 2027 the Wish will be coming over here for a refit to put it more in line with the Treasure, Destiny and as yet unnamed ship.
Which apparently they've already started building.
Apparently so. So yeah, that's.
I'm gonna go imagine. That's what I think it's gonna be. No, you've got that. So if that happens, I've already said it.
You know what's going to really irritate Dan in the editing?
Don't cut that out.
Is I'm just going to bleep over it.
No, wait.
Whatever Dan does, I can literally just edit over or tweak, so nobody will ever see what it's meant to be. So yeah, so that's that. So thanks very much for watching. We're going to go now.
Can you read that? It says imagine.
I don't think anybody can read that, Dan.
I need a skinnier pen.
Anyway, so yeah, there are lots of good stuff, happening. There's lots of good things coming up. You know what I'm going to do? Just
I swear to God. I'm gonna put it in the comments. Don't you delete the comment either.
Dan doesn't watch our videos, so she won't know what I do.
I don't.
So she won't know what I do. And if I just put a hold on that word that I have edited out so far, it will just go into held and I'll just delete it.
Wait.
This is
N A
at this point something is just covering down.
G I.
So we shall see. But look,
N
E. It's the world's worst version of the YMCA I've ever seen.
It's like bring it on.
But look, from our side, we're absolutely not sitting here saying that anybody should not go to Disney World, that people should not go to Florida.
No, but if you do, let me know.
Yeah, and I think it's, everyone, especially like Chris and Becca, our friends, they love Florida, they absolutely love the parks, and we were just really conscious that we didn't want to dampen their experience or ruin what is a very valuable 2 weeks for them, especially when everybody's holiday is valuable in terms of the time they take off from work with what little we sometimes get allocated in our jobs. So from that side of things...
Yeah, I also think I'm going to see this as an opportunity to start exploring the world that, go to places we've not been before, do different things, try different cruise lines. Like I said, I really want to do a Virgin cruise. That's been right at the top of my list ever since I became a travel agent. Watch this space. So
in terms of the good stuff coming up, there is still going to be the Destiny. There is still going to be the Dream. There is still going to be the Wonder twice. There is still going to be the Treasure. There is still potentially going to be another cruise.
Still Disneyland.
For all those sorts of things.
Might try and get in a Paris trip, you never know.
Yeah, and we said to Chris and Becca we still want to have a holiday with them.
Yeah.
We said that Paris might now be easier for all of us. So we shall see. But look, we appreciate that for some of you, Florida content might be why you want to watch us. And, after January, you may choose to step away from watching us for a while. And that's fine as well.
Give us a chance.
Hopefully you've decided to watch us for my wife, because I had nothing. But yeah, we appreciate the fact that obviously people have taken the time to listen to what we've been through, to listen to where things are. We have chosen operatively not to go into too much more because it is still going on with Disney. We are still unsure whether they see the matter as closed or whether there is another resolution to this. Yeah. But it is important to us that from our standpoint of honesty, of clarity, of no holds barred. I'm never going to lie. I can't lie anyway, but I'm never going to sit there and pretend everything's great if it's not. But the Disney cruises are going nowhere, I think. Yeah. Even in my bid to explore the rest of the world, we will still do a minimum of 2 Disney cruises a year. We love them. They're not going anywhere. And I think it's really important for us that with Danielle and her travel agency business, we sometimes get offers that we cannot say no to. Got an offer I can't refuse. What's that from? Go on in. What's it from? I don't know. I'm asking. Tell me what it's from. Put the answer in the comments below. An offer I can't refuse. It's something like The Godfather or something stupid like that. I'm not saying anything because I now want it to haunt Danielle for the rest of the day. Google it. On that note, if you have any questions about us, if there is anything you want to know, if there is anything at all that you want to challenge us on, whether there's a trip you'd love to see us take, whether there is something you want to see us do, if you've got any questions, we are open to destinations. If you say you are keen to see... Japan. Say Japan. Say Japan. If you're keen to see somewhere like Japan, please put it in the comments below. I love you so much. Safari. No, but in all seriousness, if you've got places you've been that you love and you'd love to see our take on it, if you've got somewhere you really want to go but you don't know how to do it, put them all below. Yeah. I love travelling inspo, and I also love planning a trip. That's so hard to say. So yeah, let us know whether it's a city break. I'm not so keen on a beach holiday. Don't tell me to go to
the Maldives and
Menorca.
sit on a beach all day because I can't. It's not happening.
And people will be sitting there going, "Why are you going to Tenerife then?" That's a very personal, very emotional holiday for me.
That, and I've got plans and plans and plans.
Yeah.
There is not a single let's sit on the beach day.
No, that's true.
It's not me.
Not us. It's not me. So yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, first and foremost, we will talk about us because it's just easy to put two bits along the bottom all in one. If you want to send any emails in or you want to follow us on Instagram, it's Travels with Dani and Paul, and then it's travelswithdannyandpaul@gmail.com. But if any of this has intrigued you about how we've done this and you want to ask Danielle about how you can do the same thing,
Adventure by Danielle. I'm going to do what you hate at Instagram and at gmail.com.
not at Instagram.
But it is, because your username starts with an at.
But it's not at Instagram.
I don't care.
It's on Instagram.
You guys know what I mean, right?
At Adventure.
Tell him he's wrong. Just tell him he's wrong.
There's an inquiry form below there.
There is, yeah. There's a form down here. It's much better than my other one, and it tells me once you filled it out. So get in touch. But until next time, which I don't know what it's going to be, so we'll see you then. Bye-bye! Wish him luck!